This episode is brought to you by KG Productions for KrsnaKnows.
Good evening. So today we are doing a very interesting chapter. Interesting because it's the most delusive one. It is about Maya. How does Maya attack everybody? So, Narada Bhakti Sutra, we are doing verses from 46 to 48. So 3 verses total. We are going to discuss about only one entity called Maya. First, I have to give you an explanation of Maya, and then I will tell you 10 different ways of trying to overcome her. Alright, so we'll start with verse Sutra 46. So we are doing Narada Bhakti Sutra, Sutra 46. Who crosses Maya? Who really crosses Maya? Number 1. He who gives up all attachment to sense objects. 2. He who serves the great devotees, the gurus. And 3. He who renounces all sense of possession in himself. So, first Maya. What is Maya? How does Maya affect every individual here? And what is the effect of Maya? So Narada has written this. So I will tell you Narada's story first. Now Narada, one day, he had come to meet Narayana, Krishna. So while he was talking to Krishna, he said, everybody speaks of Maya. So I just wonder, who is this Maya? Can I experience it one day, Narayana? So Narayana says, why do you want to do that? It's not important, He says, no, but I just have to get the feel of Maya. How does she actually work? She is your potency, and definitely there must be something, because everybody seemed to be scared of her. So Narayana says to him, okay, do one thing. By the way, they are near a river. They are taking some rest over there. They are doing the Brahman, going around. So while they are doing the Brahman, so he is resting under the tree over there. You know Narayana, no? He sleeps like this. So he says, you take your kamandalu, go fill water from the river and come back. Narada says, okay, Narayana, okay. And he goes near the river. Now, he is just about to fill his lota, that kamandalu with water. Suddenly he finds a very beautiful lady walking from there. She's coming to fill water over there. And Narada says, oh my God, this is such a beautiful woman. She's coming walking towards me. This is amazing, and she comes near the river and she's just filling up the water. Narada gets completely intoxicated by her. He says, oh my God, I wish I have to, marry her or something. So what he does is, she fills the pot and she is going away. So Narada says, I will follow her. And he follows her to her village. It's nearby. And there he sees her going inside one house. Now Narada is so intoxicated by her that he is not in a position. So he says, I have to get married to her. Now he is fallen in love with her. And he proposes to her. And then Narada gets married. Now Narada is staying in that village. And in that village, he is, now remember, he is a Panditji, He knows all the Shastras and everything. So the village people, they will come and they will tell, please come and say some, puja part in our house. So he's enjoying his marital status. And then a few months later, the lady becomes pregnant and they have their first child. And then they have the second child. And then they have the third child. Now there is a village temple of Vishnu over there, Narayana's temple. He is living very peacefully. He is doing all his puja part every now and then. And Whenever somebody calls him for pujas and all that, he would go over there and do that. He earns little money and he becomes quite well known in that place. Then, while his children are growing up, drought. So when drought strikes that village, please understand, when drought or some such calamity comes, everybody forgets about doing pujas, parts and all that. That is the first thing forgotten. You know why? Because you got to spend money for doing that. Nobody wants to do that. Yes, you have to go and ask God for, like coronavirus today, everybody wants, please God, let this go away. But nobody wants to spend money for it to something to happen. So it is like that. So in that drought, he is not able to get any work. He is sitting at home and wondering what is to be done. The river is all dried up. Now in that drought, the first person that is affected is his wife. She dies. Narada is very, very heartbroken. He says, oh my God, my wife is dead. 3 children. I loved her so much. And while all this is happening, he has to now take care of 3 small children. While he's doing that, because there is a lot of infection, when there is drought, you should understand there are lots of these rats and all these come out, and so plague is there. So in that plague, his eldest son also dies. So in 6 months' time, he loses his wife, then he loses his eldest son. After that, somehow they are able to manage, and then he's taking care of 2 small children. The year passes by. Everybody is praying for rain. So the next year, it starts raining quite a lot. And it rains and rains and rains and rains and rains. Remember, that place is near that river. And the river starts overflowing. And when the river starts overflowing, it comes up to his house. And while it comes up to his house, what is he to do? So he gathers both his children and takes them to a shelter which is slightly on a higher ground. Now while he is gone to the shelter, he is wading through knee-deep waters. And the water starts rising. So he looks at a temple nearby. There is a temple where he used to do all his puja part also. So he looks at the temple over there. He says, I will go to the temple over there. So while he goes to the temple over there, you know how the temple structures are. So he goes inside the temple, the water comes inside. And the water flow has started increasing so much that he has to somehow manage to go to the top of the temple. So while he's climbing up the Kalash, the Kalash is there on top. So while the Kalash is there, so he is slowly climbing up and the water is started rising. The water starts rising and suddenly he slips and one of the child from his hand slips and falls into the river and washes away. Narada says, oh my God, what has happened? And he's taken that other child, he's put him on the shoulders and he's slowly climbing upwards. Now, if he lets go of this child and that, what is going to happen now? He has to save himself. So he slightly comes to the top of that pinnacle, that top Kalash. And then he's holding on to that with his right hand. And in the left hand, he's got his child. And the water is flowing very fast. There is too much of a flood. The whole thing is literally washing away. And suddenly a big wave comes, smashes against him. And the child is just, drops from his hand and he's trying to reach it and he's trying to reach it. And he says, oh my God, he's crying out to his child and he says, he's trying to catch the child. Meanwhile, he's holding that Kalash in his hand, the top of that. And he's trying to reach that. And he's crying, his tears are flowing. And the child leaves his hand and is washed away. Narada is crying. He's holding the kalash in his hand and he's saying, "Oh my God, what has happened? Narayana, what has happened? Narada, Narada, what happened?" He looks around. He says, and he sees that he's holding the kalash in his hand and he's literally in the water. And Narayana is standing over there under the tree and saying, "Narada, what is happening? I told you to get a pot of water for me. Get the water for me." Narada says, "What? What happened?" And he fills the water pot and he goes near Narayana and he says, "Narayana, what happened? I just went to get water." So Narayana starts laughing and says, "That is Maya for you." Okay. So by just trying to go and get that water from the river and coming back, you experience an entire lifetime of stories. You got married, you had children, you lost your wife, you lost your children, and then you're standing on top of the temple and crying out. And then, do you understand? This is Maya. Maya is an illusion created in this world by the Divine Lord. Maya is the beautiful colors that you see. Maya is everything around you which deludes you. You cannot even understand that this is the reason why Maya is so powerful. Because even Narada can get carried away by Maya. Narada has taken multiple births on earth. So Maya's story is very, very important for us. Because every single day of our life we are going through it. Today, are we not sitting at home and watching this satsang? Few days ago, you could have gone out, you could have roamed around here and there, you could have done anything. And suddenly one day, nobody can think of this. You are confined to your house. You can't even move. All because of a creature you can't even see. Think. It is such a tiny fellow, you can't even see, and that tiny fellow is responsible for putting the whole world to full stop. Now stop here. Don't go anywhere. There you are. And now the blame game. You started it. You started it. Who started it? Nobody has any clue. This idea about who started it, why it happened, and everybody's question, when can we go out? When can we get a normal life? So everybody will ask, Guruji, do you have any idea? Of course, I have the idea. The idea is very simply like this. I don't know. No, nobody knows Maya darling so well. You see? She is very elusive. Can't be caught also. So Narada has to give this beautiful example. How do you overcome the Maya of Lord Krishna? It is Krishna's own Maya, by the way. Okay? One day somebody asked me, Guruji, how would you describe Maya? So I said it is like this. Take any object. Okay? Now let us say you are taking a cap of a bottle. Alright, I'm just showing you the cap. Now this is a cap of a bottle. What do you see? You see the cap. Do you see the cap? Very good. Now when you see the cap of the bottle, can you tell me the mother of this cap? The mother of this cap is the mold of this cap. Right? Now, if I consider this, or in olden times we had negatives and then positives of photography, right? Imagine like that. So what you see as the cap is only what is called as a mold. From the mold it has come. It creates an impression. So can the cap say that my mother is the mold? Do you understand? The mold is my mother, she gave birth to me. Okay. And the ingredients? It's come from the universe, which is Mother Nature. So if that is Mother Nature, can you see this Maya in that? Can you see the mold in that cap? You can't see, remember this. You can't really see that. So Maya is like that. So how does Krishna look like? It's an illusion. Krishna can look like anything. And this anything really changes the whole plan of this universe. We don't even know how this works. So Maya is that which will entice you one day, come here, come here, come here. And the next day she'll say, go away, go away, go away. You won't even know when she says, come here and go away. And you are left high and dry. You say, what happened? It was like a whirlwind, it came and went away. All those people who win the lottery tickets, okay, they feel so happy. I won so many $1 million. And then in a few days, all the $1 million are gone. They are back to square one, where they started. I still remember a very old story where there was this maid and her husband. Both husband and the maid were from Indonesia. And they were staying in Singapore, working. Now that lady was a maid and the husband was working in another house as a manservant. Now as usual there are lotteries. So she won the lottery. The moment she won the lottery, I think it was $250,000 or something like that. She said, I will leave the job. So she left the job, her husband left the job, and they went to their native country. And they said, we will build a house and we will stay over here. The next year when I visited that place, I saw her back in the same place. I said, what happened? Why did she come back? Oh, the money was finished. See, the money came and went away. They built a house which I think somebody else will be staying in now. So what is the point in getting the money, you may ask? So Maya works in this very funny fashion. Nobody understands Maya. And that is the reason why Narada has given us 10 pointers how we can overcome her. So who can cross Maya? Who really can cross Maya? Why would he have to underline it and say who can really cross Maya? Understand, Maya can never be crossed most of the time. 99% of the time you can't cross Maya. First, you cannot even understand that it is Maya. You will think that, oh, there's nothing wrong. I can manage anything. Okay, she doesn't come and tell you, I am Maya. See, look at me. I am Maya. Never will she come and tell you this. So, the first one he says, he who gives up attachment to sense objects. We have already done this. Any sense objects which are attracting you, don't get attracted towards them. Why should you get attracted towards the sense? So, attachment to any sense object creates illusions in the mind. So many examples you have in your own life. Impossible to understand. You get into relationships thinking that it is the ultimate relationship of my life, and then you are left high and dry. Sometimes people think that, I am so highly educated. I can do this. I can conquer the world. I can do anything. Yeah, after listening to all Gary V's and all these people in the world, everybody thinks, yeah, I can do it. Only Gary V can do it. All average people, they find it very difficult to do it because we get carried away by everything around us. So first, drop the attachment. This is one thing which can very clearly take you out of the clutches of Maya. Don't get attracted towards that object and get attached to it. If you get attached to the object, you are finally going to cry. Know this for sure. When the object leaves you, when you lose it, imagine you are having a very, very fancy equipment. Oh, इसमें क्या हो रहा है? Come and see. What is that yellow? Just one moment, huh? Maya, she caught up with me. She's telling me, your memory is full, you know. I can't store more than that. So, you understand how Maya works. No? So suddenly out of the blue, somebody... So we just tried to eliminate Maya by means of giving her additional memory. Krishna's Maya is very funny, okay? Sometimes she works like this also. The practical knowledge, see, practical experience, you can say. Strangely, it so happens that some people get so lost in it, they don't even realize what is happening. Alright, so he who gives up attachment to all sense objects. So give up attachment to all sense objects. Every sense object that is there. It can be anything for that matter. It could just be a simple pen. I'm not joking. A pen. You know how a pen can be a very big Maya problem for you? Imagine you are having a pen. Okay, you have gone to a place where you are supposed to fill up a form. Most of these government offices, you have to fill lengthy forms. They still are in that, bullock cart age. So you have to fill up that form. And suddenly you have put the thing over here in your pocket. And that person says, can you give me your pen for 2 minutes? There was a time when we were using this kind of pens. You know what you will do? You will keep the cap with you and you will give only this to that person and say, use this. You know why? Because you know very well that fellow will run away with your pen. It's not really happening, but still. Why? My pen. Sir, it is just costing 10 rupees. Doesn't matter. My pen. The attachment to our pen is exactly like that. Those who work in the office, you see, if somebody takes your chair in the morning, you are so comfortable in your chair. Somebody takes your chair and goes away, you get so upset. Who took my chair? Who took my chair? And you will roam the whole office trying to find out who has taken your chair. And Maya also works in the temples. You have gone for a darshan. Dear God, please take care of my chappal outside. As if that God is bothered about your chappal. So you are bothered about your chappal outside. Rather than saying something to him, your mind is outside the temple actually. So it is like that. So Maya is working exactly like this. He who serves the great devotees. Maya can be overcome when you serve the great devotees. Devotees are gurus. Now when you do seva is, without any expectations. When you do seva of that kind and you are not expecting anything, the guru is so powerful, like this, he's able to, for Shiva's sake I did like this. Because he asked me in the morning, can you show me once again? So here it is for you. So gurus, they have this very strange way of overcoming and taking away the Maya from front of you. They will just make it vanish. But if he wants to put you on that jal of Maya, you are goner. You really don't know what hit you. The way of the guru can never be understood. Yesterday I was telling you one story of Swami Samarth Ramdas, isn't it? Now Samarth Ramdas was a very great sage during the time of Shivaji Maharaj. Shivaji Maharaj, the great king of the Marathas, he ruled over most of the western to the South India. Now, Samarth Ramdas was a great devotee of God and he was one of the greatest avatars. Now, during that time, it so happened that people would follow him. So there was this one devotee. He had understood about Swami Samarth. Now, Swami Samarth being the guru of, now imagine being a guru of Shivaji Maharaj means, oh my God, Shivaji Maharaj was a rich king, he must have given Samarth Ramdas a lot of money and this and that. So one day when he was in this jungle over there, so this man approaches Samartha Ramdas and says, at least I will get a good square meal with this Guru. So let me become his disciple. So he approaches Samartha Ramdas and says, can I be your disciple? Ramdas looks at him and says, okay, come join me. Now he is expecting some good meal, but it doesn't come. Ramdas says to him, you see, we beg for food. This guy says, what? Beg for food? But are you not the Guru of that great Shivaji Maharaj? He says, so we beg for food. So all his disciples, they go to the neighboring villages and they beg for food and come back. Now 1 or 2 days is okay, isn't it? To beg for food is like literally, oh my God, what are you doing? So he begs for food, comes back, but he is very miserable. He says, I thought that I will get good food to eat, but it is not happening. So he carries on for a few days, gets initiated. The Guru says, okay, fine, one day I'll initiate you. So gets initiated, gets the Khan mantra. The Guru teaches him certain number of mantras and he says, from today you can learn this. Now a few days later, this man says, I'm fed up of all this. There is no food and all. I'm only made to work from morning to night. What am I to do? So he is gone to beg for food in the neighboring village. So when he goes to this house of a person, this person is a very rich man. And he says to him, why don't you have a meal and then go? And you can take some madhukari. Madhukari means the bhiksha that you get. Take the madhukari also and go. And he gets a very nice meal. Now when he looks at the meal, he says, I wish I can get it every single day. So he tells this man, he says, it seems like you know the Vedas and the Shastras. Are you a teacher also? He says, yes. Can I be your disciple? You see, the main crux of this is he will get good food to eat. So that day, the man says, okay, you can stay here. But now he is supposed to go and give the food that he has got, isn't it? Now what is he to do? So he tells this rich man, he says, you know what? I have a Guru. His name is Samartha Ramdas. He's in the neighboring village in the jungles over there. Now you have given me this idea that I can be trained under you. So what am I supposed to do? Now this rich man doesn't tell him who he is. He says, is that so? And did you get initiated? He says, yes. But I never get any food to eat. I always get that, whatever is left over. He says, see, I cannot take you as a student directly. First you got to go and return the mantra to your Guru. Go return it to him. So he says, fine, I'll go and return the mantra to Samartha Ramdas. And he goes to meet Samartha. So Samartha Ramdas is all knowing, as you know. So he looks at this man and says, oh, you have come back. Yes, I have found a new Guru who can feed me very well. Oh. And I was told that I can take a new Guru if I can return the mantra back to you. You see, you initiated me and gave me a mantra. I want it back. So Samartha Ramdas looks at him and says, fine, it's no problem to me. You can join that Guru. It's not an issue to me. Now you have to return your mantra, isn't it? Okay, I will take it back. Take this glass of water. Drink it. Okay? And kulli karte hain, bolte hain, what do you call that? Gargle it and throw out the water. So he drinks the water and throws out. The moment it throws out that water on the ground, it transforms into the mantra which he was given. The mantra is there on the ground. He says, see, your mantra has come out. It is no longer inside of you. Now you are free to go. You can go and be the student of that new Guru of yours. And yeah, all the best. Fine. So this man goes back to the Guru, this new rich man, and says, I did exactly what you told me to do. I returned the mantra back to him. That person looks at him and says, "Are you a fool? What have you done? You think I'm going to take you because this is what you did? By the way, Samartha Ramdas is my guru. Okay? Now I'm sorry, you don't deserve a guru. You can get out from here. Go away." So the poor fellow is left high and dry. He has no gurus, no mantra, nothing, and he is now supposed to go out. So the guru is always like this. He is never going to tell you that he can draw you out of this Maya. Just a few weeks ago, I was telling you the story of Sai Baba also. Sai Baba was put upside down inside that well. The well water was just above him, so much. Upside down. Hung inside the well. Can you imagine that for a few hours? You know how wells are deep, right? And his guru hung him upside down. And he was literally at the bottom. Not touching the water, but slightly above that. The guru kept him for a couple of hours and then came and took him out. After he took out Sai Baba knew that this is my guru. He's anyway going to take care of me. He's not going to make me drown. He's not even going to kill me. Nothing like that is ever going to happen. So that is the kind of faith that you need to have in the guru. When you have that absolute faith in the guru, please understand, nothing in this world can affect you. So the grace of the guru is very, very important to overcome Maya. Then the third one, he says, he who renounces all sense of possession in himself. This is mine, this is mine, this is mine. Everybody has this idea of mine. You have to give up that possession that you have. I own this. I did this. The I-ness is very dangerous. Anybody who takes up the ownership has to take up the ownership of the karma associated with that I also. Think what I am saying. If you tell someone to go and rob a bank, the person goes and robs a bank and is caught over there. Who is responsible? The person who robbed the bank or you who has given the command? It is always the boss, isn't it? The small robber will get a few years, maybe 3 years, 4 years. But you will go for a very long time. So, when you take up the onus of I, the possession that you have, this is mine. I own this. The karma sticks to you. Maya is going to stick to you, and Maya creates those karmic loops in you. So never ever accept it. I lost a very good friend of mine last year, Swami Riyananda. Swami Riyananda never called himself I. He would always say, Baba said so. Who is Baba? Baba is himself only. But whenever he spoke in that Baba said so. So the onus never comes on the person. You will find that great sages always talk in third person. He, she. They don't consider themselves as I. You know that. The body is not the same as the spirit in it. The spirit soul, that is the Jivatma, is not the body. Those who are beyond know this very well. Maya can hurt the body, but can never do anything for the spirit soul. Jivatma, it can never do anything. It is beyond. So the moment you take the onus on the body, it's going to catch you. The moment you say, I did it, you know, if that is the case, just imagine, if I say I am giving the satsang, the body is not me. So I have 2 birthdays. The one who was born and the one who was not born. 2 birthdays. You can celebrate. Doesn't matter. So onus should never be taken. We move to verse 47 where he says, point number 4, he who keeps himself in a solitary place of quietude. Fifth, he who plucks off the bondage with the world by the roots. Number 6, he who goes beyond the influence of the gunas. 7, he who renounces all the anxieties for acquiring and maintaining. The first one, that's the point number 4. We have done 3 till just now. The fourth one, he who keeps himself in a solitary place of quietude. When you are in the midst of people, I'm sure when you have gone for a marriage, or if you have gone for a very big celebration somewhere, a party, everybody tries to show how great they are. They try to pull down another person. They will look at every person and they will keep on pointing, oh, this one is like this, that one is like that. So there is a group discussion going on between your group. And it goes on and on and on. So when you are in the company, it creates a problem. This was explained by my Gurudev very nicely in a very beautiful example. There is a girl alone at home. Now she is of a marriageable age, so some people have come to see her. Now, when people come to see the girl, naturally you cannot show that you are poor. You cannot say that I am doing this work or that work. It's a show. So this girl is working in the kitchen. She's cleaning some vessels. So those people, when they knock the door, they say that we have come to see you. She says, my parents have just stepped out. Can you please take a seat over here? Till they come, please sit down. And she goes to the kitchen. Now when she goes to the kitchen, she's wearing a lot of bangles in her hand. So when she's cleaning the vessels, naturally those glass bangles, they make a lot of noise, isn't it? So they make a lot of noise. So she removes a few of them from both the hands. She leaves 2 only. And when she's again cleaning them, again the noise comes. You see, if those people outside listen to that noise, they will think, oh, this girl is literally working like a servant in her own house. So when the noise comes, she says, oh my God, even this I have to remove. And then she leaves only 1 bangle. There is no noise after that. This was an example given by Dattatreya himself, and the example tells you very simply that when there are too many people, there is a lot of noise. And when there is one, there is no noise. Now I want to ask you this question. Is there one? Or are there 2? The answer is there are 2. One is you and the second one is your mind. Your mind makes too much of a noise. So to be one means to even overcome the mind. So when you sit in a solitary place, like you have solitary confinement going on today nowadays, so you sit in one place, do not allow your mind to talk. Then you are really alone. So then you have to take this place of quietude. The next one, he who plucks up the bondage with the world by the roots. The bondages of this world are too many. Relationships. We have relationships happening every single day in our life, We have relationship with our parents, with our relatives, with our friends. Today at this given moment in time, now you are alone in your house. Even if you tell your friend, can you just get me some few, packets of milk? My area also has problem, I don't think I can come to your area and the police bandobast is so strong. Oh, is it? All these friends also disappear, by the way. Nobody is yours. Absolutely nobody is yours. Like I explained, yesterday's or day before yesterday's, in that I told you that if this life of yours, you are a human being and you have human parents, in the last life you might have been an elephant, and your parents might have been one would have been a zebra and the second would have been a giraffe, and you can decide which one it is. You think the giraffe and the zebra is going to give birth to an elephant? It's never going to happen. So the idea that you have those parents is all mistaken. It's a way of just saying that you have to take up a body to take birth. You may say DNA. Sir, DNA is connected to the material world. Okay, it is connected to, not to the spirit soul. We are not discussing spirit soul. Just now, before this only I told you, we are not discussing, the body over here is connected to everything in the material domain. The body is coming from the 5 elements that we have. Fire, air, water, all those. Okay. The spirit soul is not connected anywhere. You are a spirit soul. You are the Jivatma. You are not a body. Body is ingredients from the material. And they will go back to the dust once again. You may have whatever DNA, doesn't make a difference. So don't get attached to anything or anybody. He who goes beyond the influence of his gunas. We have 3 gunas, sattva, rajas and tamas. It is said that we have to always move towards sattva. Like today you may be a lazy bone. It helps, Coronavirus, it helps us a lot in becoming the laziest of the creatures. What is the point in getting up? I anyway don't have to go to work. One of the biggest diseases of our life is that. Relax, man, we don't have to go anywhere. Oh, is it? So, that is the issue. The gunas, that is called the tamoguna. Incidentally, there was one movie which was being told to me, I was reading about it and I think I just told some people, I said, you should watch this. I'm not plugging a movie, by the way. Okay, the producer is not my friend. But I tell you the movies because it is something interesting. So there is this movie called Super Deluxe. I don't even understand the language, but it is supposed to be a very interesting film. And if you see, I just listened to the story a little bit. And I said, wow, this is tamas at the best. From tamas to go up to the rajas and then to sattva. Great climb upwards. So, if you see the story, you will come to know. So, these gunas are very, very effective. And you got to be very careful with these gunas. You may say, I have become very good, Is it? Yeah, yes, I am from the Sattva Guna now. Sattva Guna is still going to tie you to this material world, by the way. Don't think that you become some sattvic great person. Oh, I stopped eating non-vegetarian, I've become vegetarian. And even now I am thinking I'll become a vegan. Oh, is it? After that, I do exercise every day. Earlier, I used to look at that Shilpa Shetty and all that. Before that, Jane Fonda. Now, I don't see any. I know what I'm supposed to do. I'm very good. Very disciplined. Sir, every sentence is punctuated by the I. Remember the I which I discussed earlier? If you are punctuating all your sentences, I have become very good. Yes, very good. That I is still showing up. Tamoguna is like that. Sattva Guna is worse than Tamoguna. To understand Sattva Guna is very, very difficult. Person thinks, I do charity. Oh, you do charity. You see, the spiritually perfect people will say, God makes this idiot do that, okay? Do you understand? God makes this idiot do some little bit of donation. Why is he saying I do that? So it is like that. So, gunas, you have to be careful. He who renounces all his anxieties for acquiring and maintaining. This is a very important thing which you need to understand. I really have to earn the money. See, if I don't earn, my family will go hungry. We take the onus of maintaining the world around us. We think, मैं हूं तो पूरी दुनिया चल रही है. Hindi. Because I am there, so everybody is getting fed. Because I am there, that is the reason why this whole thing is happening. Who do you think you are? One stroke like this, you are finished. The next day something different will happen. You think the family is not going to get taken care of? Don't ever underestimate this. You see, you are dispensable. You die, they will cry for 1 or 2 days. Nothing is going to happen. Today I think I bundled up too many stories, no? No? So okay, then I will have to stop here, because then I will do the next verse tomorrow. I will do this verse once again because it's an interesting verse. So I will do the story today. Okay. So we are going to stop here. We will do this renouncing all anxieties of acquiring and maintaining. We will do this tomorrow.